With no game over the Easter weekend, how have you and the squad utilised the extra time since the Tottenham game?
With a lot of hard work, a lot of soul searching and looking in the mirror. It's been a real difficult time. Of course, when you lose a game, you just want to get back out there and play and get back out there and put it right. But when you are on a run of losing games, you definitely just want to get back out there and play. And when you watch other teams in and around you playing and picking up points, of course it makes it even more frustrating. But the only thing we can control, which I know sounds a bit of a cliche, but is what we do as a team and as a squad, is to keep working hard. And I know that fans will be frustrated at the results that we've picked up or haven't picked up in the past few games. And our focus has been on how to get better, how to improve, and ultimately how to win the next game.
Yeah, have there been some specific things you wanted to work on during this time?
Well, I think us as a team, but certainly as a defence, we have to look at not conceding such poor goals. I mean, the league is hard enough and the league is unforgiving enough without giving the opposition a leg up or a goal advantage. So certainly we want to be better in both boxes. I think both attacking wise and defending, we have to be more ruthless and more clinical. And I don't say that to single out the attackers. I say that as a team. I think we need to serve the attackers better. We need to get them into some good goal scoring opportunities. And as defenders, we need to keep the ball out of our net way more than what we have been doing.
And then obviously the first 45 minutes against Tottenham really encouraging, but Steven Gerrard's kind of spoken about getting that 90-minute performance. Is that something you're very much looking to do this weekend?
Yeah, and the Tottenham game was a real strange one because, as people have said, I think that 45 minutes in the first half was probably the best we've played all season. I think that was setting out the standard for what is expected of this Aston Villa team and what we can deliver. And consistency is ultimately what we're striving for. I know that I keep saying that. I feel like I've been saying that ever since I've got to the club, and I include myself in that as well. But consistency is also about consistently committing to improvement. And I feel like that's what we've done here. I feel like right from the top down is being done here, from director level to management level to playing staff. Everybody is still committed to improving the club and improving the club's results. But on a Saturday, that ultimately falls on the 11 that start the game and the 3 subs that come on and try and help as well. So it's about everybody buying in, and we're certainly still doing that. But the results have been extremely frustrating.
Yeah, and you've spoken about the consistent mentality you need to have day in, day out. You know, just as when you were winning 3 games in a row, has it been important to kind of try and keep that now you're on a tough run?
Yeah, and we're no better or worse of a team after losing 4 than we were after winning 3. We have exactly the same players with the same mentality. And the league, like I said before, is unforgiving. So you have to take points off people. They're not going to give them to you. You have to take 3 points. You have to go to away games and take 3 points off a team that also won it. But we've shown that we can go toe-to-toe for probably 45, 60, 70 minutes with anybody. But trying to get that 90-minute performance is something that everybody's conscious of, something that takes even more focus and even more of a commitment to doing it. But yeah, I think we're wholly committed to doing it, but it has to start this weekend with Leicester.
Yeah, and the league table's kind of so tight right now. I mean, one good result could push you right back up and suddenly the perception shifts again.
Yeah, and what we don't want to do is rely on external opinions or validation of how our season's going, because we know where we are in the table right now isn't where we want to be, or isn't good enough, or isn't where the club expects to be. It's not the case of a couple of good wins and we get back to where we want to be and then we can relax again. Our focus is just about the games that we have remaining, trying to win as many and trying to finish as high as possible. And then looking at the end of the season and saying, how do we review the season as a whole? How could we have done better? What did we do well? What didn't we do well? And then taking a broader view, I guess, on the season as a whole, and not being so reactive to either our results or what other teams are doing or where we were in the table halfway through or anything like that.
And do you feel there is that real desire to finish the season strongly over these last 7 games?
Yeah, absolutely. There has to be a personal pride as well for us as a team, especially for the players that were here last season. We finished 11th, so we want to finish higher than that. And any steps towards improvement or success or improvement up the table isn't to be sniffed at. So if we finish above that this season, I think that represents progress again. It probably isn't as much progress as people would like, but with the way that teams are improving and the teams are competing in this league, I think it takes, like you said, a few games on the bounce to go on a run, and you're right back in amongst where you want to be.
Yeah, and opponents Leicester are only a handful of points above us, so a positive result on Saturday keeps the top 10 within reach.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're coming also off the back of a really poor Wolves result, who are obviously local to us in the country. So when you talk about these local games, whilst it's not a direct derby, it's certainly one that we want to win, and it's certainly one that is important to the fans. It's certainly one that if we want to be a team right at the forefront of setting the standards in the Midlands, these are the games that we've got to win, and these are the games that we have to take seriously. So we're coming off the back of a really poor Wolves result. I know it wasn't the last game, but it was recent enough for us to be hurting from it, where the performance wasn't anywhere near where it should have been. The level of commitment and fight and desire was nowhere near where it should have been. The players, obviously, that were involved in that or were in around it or have a level of pride of playing for this club have to be hurting from that. And the only way to put that right is to go out and put in a good performance at Leicester.
Yeah, and we've had some good games against them during your time at the club. What are you kind of expecting from them on Saturday?
I think they're a really exciting team where they want to be. I think they have some fantastic attacking players, a real nice blend of experience and youth. In the middle of the park, I think they've got some real good players as well that are emerging. So, a team probably very similar to ours in terms of a little bit inconsistent, are in and around mid-table, and probably feel like they could be doing better. But we certainly know that they've got qualities that can hurt us. But we're also confident in the fact that we've already beaten once this season. So I think it'll be a good game.